During President-elect Donald Trump's first term as president, Linda McMahon led the U.S. Small Business Administration. Trump's choice for the Department of Education chief has served as a board member at a private college and briefly on a state board of education. Some analysts are worried.
She certainly doesn't have much relevant experience in education, either at the K-12 or higher education level, relative to previous education secretaries.
But many conservative analysts say she'll do well at streamlining the department and limiting its authority, which is what they want.
The Department of Education does not need to be run by an educator. I believe we do need an experienced executive, someone who knows how to manage people, get things done, hold people accountable, understand results and reporting of results.
The department's responsibilities include managing federal student loan and grant programs for higher education, overseeing civil rights, and distributing funds for low-income students. Some educators worry public education will be at risk under a Trump administration and that the most vulnerable students will suffer.
Students with disabilities, our LGBTQ plus students, our Black, Brown, and Indigenous students, are students living in poverty, making higher education even more expensive and further out of the reach of middle-class families.
Many conservatives say the department is bureaucratic and ineffective and should be abolished entirely. That's not likely, but change is coming, say analysts from both sides of the political aisle.
What I see happening over the next 4 years is really a slimming down of the department substantially and really getting the federal government out of the business of education as much as possible.
Incoming Trump administration, I think, believes in cutting back a lot of the federal funding across all programs.
Both sides may agree on promoting technical education as an alternative to a traditional university.
What a lot of high school graduates, what a lot of workers want, is less a four-year college degree and more the kind of training that's going to help them get better jobs, that's going to help them have more successful lives. Right now, it can be really difficult to use a lot of federal support for higher education at some of these programs.
A Republican-led education department can also be expected to attempt rolling back policies promoted by current President Joe Biden, such as protections for transgender students.
The department has weighed in very heavily on gender disputes in America's schools, encouraging them to adopt policies which emphasize gender rather than biological sex. I think a Trump administration is likely to sharply reverse directions on all of this.
McMahon will need to be approved by the Senate. Analysts expect she will be, with a Republican majority and more controversial cabinet picks for them to consider. Laurel, Bowman, VOA News, Washington.